YouTube faithful, what's going on? It is Thursday and we have a NFL football game tonight. We have the Jets versus the Texans. I'm going to discuss that. But in addition to that, we have 4 NBA games and I'm going to talk about 2 or 3 plays that I like from there as well for a total of 4 or 5 of my favorite picks. What I do on this channel, if you're new, I cover NBA, NFL, and I do it in detail. I try to give you a winning process. Instead of focusing on just spoon feeding you any random play, I try to give you both sides of the coin and help you learn along the way the best fundamental ways to do this, okay? Anybody can do this. You just have to have the right information and, of course, a bankroll. So grab your popcorn or your favorite candy bar, being that it's spooky Halloween Thursday. Grab a Red Bull, sit back, and let me conduct a master class. Now, before I get started, the first thing I'm going to tell you guys to do, you know I'm partnered with DG Fantasy already. We go over that all the time. They're sending out a newsletter where you can get a free recommended pick. So go ahead. It's just DG Fantasy. You don't even have to have anything. Just enter your email, put in your state, click that, and you'll be added in, and they will send you the top play that they have. 100% free, so go ahead and do it. Now, the first thing I want to do today is cover the NFL game, which is going to be a 1.5 point spread. I forget what the point total was. It probably was mid, but here's the breakdown of this game, okay? Basically, the Jets are in shambles, and the Texans, they're on their way to shambles because they just lost Diggs. They still don't have Nico Collins, but the shining star in the whole universe has been Joe Mixon, who's had a career renaissance. Not that he was ever bad, but he has just been cooking, and I mean cooking on another level. His rush yards, his receiving yards, his anytime tutty prop, his fantasy score, he has been doing it all. He's been a green bean wagon machine, and I'm going to need him for one more match, one more night. Like they say in the WWE, buddy, one more match. I need to get a chant in the chat right here, right now. The whole world is going to be on Joe Mixon tonight. Last week, we were on his attempts. Cash it. Some people were on his rush yards. Cash that. How do you beat the Jets? On the ground, they're abysmal. So let's go look at it. 1.5 point spread, 42.5 point total on a Thursday night. That's not too bad, but I'll tell you this. What is with having the Jets on every primetime game, bro? It's crazy. It's crazy. I got Garrett Wilson loaded in the chamber. I'm going to come right back to you, little bro. But first, we got to talk about Joey Mixon. Now, like I was saying, the Jets get shredded on the ground pretty much. They're 21st in rushing yards allowed to running backs, okay? You could see Mixon had 102 versus the Colts, 115 versus the Packers, 102 versus New England. Pretty sure he got injured over here, and then he cooked the Colts again, and he cooked the Browns over here. These are no slouch defenses, okay? Green Bay, they're no slouch. The Browns, they're not as good as they once were, but they're still decent defenses. But you got to remember something. You got to keep in mind, CJ Stroud doesn't have Diggs. He doesn't have Nico Collins, who's on my injured reserve on my fantasy football team. It's killing me. But what are we going to do? So you have to figure, how are they going to try to beat the Jets? Well, the plan is this. Dominate the time of possession and run the football down their throat, okay? That is what I think they're going to do. Can they air it out and surprise the whole world? Yes, but I just don't see that happening 7 out of 10 times. I think that's the 3 out of 10 times scenario. We're trying to go with what the optimal, most likely to happen scenario is, which is going to be Joey Mixon running it and grounding and pounding without any pause, my brothers and sisters in Christ. So you can go look at his rush attempts, 25, 25, 13, and 30. They are willing to feed him the rock up to 20 to 30 times. That automatically puts his range of outcomes between 18 to 25. So if you want to just take his rush attempts at 20 and a half, you think the Jets are total frauds and they're just going to run it down their throat, his attempts would be in the mix. PrizePicks is taxing on his rushing yards, which is why on PrizePicks, I took his Goblin at 69.5 rushing yards, but you could absolutely take his full game line. I just would take it on Chalkboard. Right now, it's 82.5. Why would you pay 84.5 when you can go get it on Chalkboard for the same payout at 82.5? It just doesn't make any sense. So that's why I took the Gobby here. I ain't giving PrizePicks the satisfaction of that extra 2 yards. If you were going to do anything like that, I would just take the Demon at 89.5. If you were going to take 84, just take that, okay? Or save the coin and go over there. So that is how Mixon gets gets the rushing yards. Now, also, his rush plus receiving yards could be in the mix. He's been clearing that just on the ground alone. His fantasy score at 18 and his rushing attempts at 20.5, which we just talked about. We're trying to find the range of outcomes with his rush attempts, and it's between 18 and 25 over the course of his last 5 games. So both of these are in the mix. How does he get his fantasy score? He's going to need to get in the box, okay? Which means he's going to need to get a touchdown. So if you were inclined to take his fantasy score, you could honestly just take his anytime tutty prop, which I took earlier in the week, but now it's a goblin. But I'm going to tell you this right now. In addition to all of this, he's also the taco. So hopefully there's no taco curse and we can get out of that sweat free. Okay. Now, the next most popular play is going to be Tank Dell's 4.5 receptions. I believe this was okay on DG Fantasy. We're not getting really any plus expected value here. There's no line on Pinnacle, but you can use this tool just to price out the market data in real time, which is what I do 100,000,000% of the time. 4.5, 135 on DraftKings, 140 MGM, 130 on Caesars. Longest reception for Dalton Schultz, under 18.5. I think that's good too. Not to say that Dalton Schultz can't get fed, but he still may not get a 19-yard pass. He could get a couple of 10, 12, 13 yards. He could go for 100 yards tonight and never have a 19-yard reception, and you would cash that. So that's something you'd want to be looking at. Okay, CJ Stroud, under 237. These are things that you'd want to do if you think that they do run the ball down their throat, and that means they dominate time of possession by running it. That would give you less on CJ Stroud's type of things, okay? Under completions, that one looks really good. Minus 140 on Pinnacle. So these are things that you can consider when you're using DG pricing out these stuff. I use this in the live stream every day. I use it on YouTube. You can use it too. Code CRUSH, you'll get 25% off for your first month. Another thing that I want to discuss is Garrett Wilson. Now, I do like Garrett Wilson over 61.5 receiving yards. They moved him up to 62.5. The whole world's going to be on him. Like I said 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever it was, even to my Discord, you can ask him. I said, Adams coming on that team is going to make Garrett Wilson cook even more because now he's not the only one that they have to worry about, which means it's freed him up in the passing game and he's just been cooking. And I've been riding the train and he's been cashing. I took his receptions at 4.5. That's where I got it on Chalkboard. PrizePicks has it at 5, which he's most likely going to land on 5. Okay, that's literally his range of outcomes is anywhere between 4 and 6. But we do have the push equity here. And since they bumped his receiving yards, I think it's totally fine to take his receptions. I love it at 4.5. But at 5, like I said, he's most likely going to land on 5. And then I'm not really interested in the fact that they bumped it up a yard. It's not too big of a bump, but you could take it if you want. Now, if you want some data to back that up, the matchup's kind of tough, to be honest with you. Receiving yards allowed 19th, which is okay, but it's not great. There's definitely better matchups, but here's the thing. The Jets are in shambles. They have to win this game, and they're favored by 1.5, even with the Texans' injuries. I would literally take Texans plus 1.5. Possibly even their money line, man. I don't know. I just think the Jets are in shambles. Every time they're like the Cowboys right now. They just can't figure it out. It's just crazy. Spiraling out of control. But you can see Garrett Wilson's upside. 113, 107, 101. Decent defenses. Buffalo, Minnesota. Pittsburgh, he was on the hook. That game got out of control real quick in the second half. Look at his receptions and look at his targets. 8 targets, 9, 10, 23 that game, okay? If he gets 8 to 10 targets, he should be able to get 5 receptions. Another metric we can look at that helps us is they pass 64% of the time. Now, all of this data here with the targets was before Devontae Adams, but remember, he was still leading by a significant margin. 84 targets, 29% target share. That's critical, okay? That's as crispy as it's going to get, folks. Now, a way where he couldn't get his receptions or his receiving yards is if, like I said, Rodgers just goes 3 and out. The Texans just get the running game going. They're chewing the clock and Rodgers just doesn't get a lot of time. That is a scenario that could happen where they don't get there. So at the end of the day, it's up to you to decide. I will be having my live stream today at 5:30 Central where we'll go over all the other dumpster dive picks that I like to do and we will fine tune everything there. Real quick, I am going to give you a bonus play for this. I do think you could look at Jeremy Ruckert, 6.5 receiving yards. It's a total dart. You should only play it in 1 or 2 lineups max. But as you can see, 14, 7, 0, 10, 15, all All he needs is one reception, one play drew up for him to move the chains, and he's going to cash this. It's a complete risky play, but it's totally within the realm of possibility. So maybe have that in 1 or 2 lineups max. That's that. Okay, and then everybody's probably worried about Aaron Rodgers. Now, I had his passing touchdowns at 1.5 Demon earlier today. Now it's just a regular line. I liked it at the Demon because I got my boosted payout. Now that it's just a regular line, the choice is yours. Is he going to throw 2 tutties? Is he not going to throw 2 tutties? That's up to you, man. It's up to you. I'm not going to go into too much detail anymore on the NFL. The rest will be in the Discord live stream later today. I am going to transition over to NBA. I don't want this video to go too long today, but before I do, we gotta talk shop, okay? Family shop time. Now, a real quick recap for yesterday's Dub Club posted plays, okay? Jason Tatum cash, Zubac sold, Ja Morant cashed, Hachimura sold because it was a blowout. Davion Mitchell cashed and Halliburton cashed. So 1, 2, 3, 4 plays cashed. 2 chalked. Zubac just didn't show up. He had a bad game. He hooked his RA. And then Rui they just got blown out of the gym. They didn't show up. So 4 and 2 there, but we also added in Jordan Poole after the fact. So technically it's 5 and 2. That is a recap from the Dub Club / Discord daily prop list yesterday. And then in addition to that, we did a community live slip on the live stream that went 4 of 5 for 2x. It almost hit. We got hooked by James Harden, of all people, over 5.5 rebounds. It's right here. It was total heartbreak. Terry Rozier, cash. Voos, cash. Chet, cash. Sohan, cash. And James Harden needed 1 rebound with an entire quarter. He sold us out, but we still doubled up. This was our community slip. We made it on the live stream. I call out if the chat likes it. They vote. We put it in a lineup. You can be a part of that too. I have live streams Monday through Friday and on Sunday mornings as well for the NFL slate. We're going to do another one today. Baseball yesterday fed, as you can see. These were given out on the live stream as well. I also told you about Freddie Freeman and Soto on this YouTube channel. Cash that and cash the 4-man right here. Freddie, Soto, Mookie, and Stanton. Baseball fed yesterday. And speaking of that, I had a bet, a WWE storyline in the making from 4 or 5 months ago. Me and this guy Dan in the Discord, we bet $2,000 US that the Dodgers wouldn't win the World Series, okay? I didn't think they could do it. I honestly didn't think they could do it. And if you run it 10 times, I think that they only win 2 out of 10 times. Whatever. The odds were in my favor. He won. I paid him last night. And to celebrate that, he's doing a giveaway today during the live stream in the Discord. $200, 8 winners of 25 apiece. And then we're going to do a last man standing with a $50 spin. So everybody that's on the wheel, there's probably going to be 180 of you in the live stream today like usual. Whoever's the last man standing is getting 50. And in addition to that, 8 winners of 25 a pop. And that's not including anything else someone else throws on the giveaway, because the cord that I got is like a big family. It ain't just about plays and slips and then a bailout. No, I interact with all the cord members. A lot of people post lineups for people to tail. Light Yagami, just putting it out here, wouldn't have put Judge and Freeman in the 6-man demon if it wasn't for the live stream. Look at the surgery he performed, a 50x banger. Cash it. And he's absolutely right. I said Judge being at 2.5 and 1.5 was criminal. Same thing with Freeman. You have to ride the hot bat. He's just been hitting home runs every game. How do you not take him? I said the same thing on the YouTube video. I mean, we were all sweating the same lineup yesterday, that 5-man. We were all ready to I was ready to record the bang that the general chat would be going with if that would have hit. It is what it is. We had a great sweat, and that's what it's all about. Now, in addition to that, I post projection sheets for NBA and NFL every single game. They're just like this. They're out right now for NFL. It's color-coded for you, help you out picking your plays. It's not just about spoon-feeding a play. It's about teaching you the process and giving you the tools to succeed, baby. And I still have a promo going on this Halloween, so you can get in the mix for even less. And if you attend the live stream today, you may have a chance to win the giveaway. You don't know. It could be you. Somebody's going to win it. Somebody has to win it, baby. Why not you, buddy? Now, the last thing before I transition to NBA real quick, I just want to show this comment. This guy, I have no idea who this clown is. He posted, I love when you guys interact and give comments, and I have no problem with constructive criticism. But this guy says he comes to my channel to see my insight on the matchups. Instead, he gets 20 minutes of trying to sell my Discord, which couldn't be further from the truth. Oh, your YouTube picks chalked. That's why you need to be in the live stream. Yesterday's video, which I kept notes of, Tatum cash, Poole cash, first half PRA assist and his points, Freddie Freeman cash, Soto cash, Chet's points cash, LeBron points cash, Fran's fantasy points chalked. He only played 20 minutes again, and Zubac R.A. hook. Okay, 6-2 on a free video and 3-1 the day before. And I'm getting called out by some clown said Cal 445 on a free video saying that I gave out bad insights and people lost money. Like that's somehow my responsibility. I mean, I don't know what this guy's saying. Oh, we need to pay for the Discord when you actually have good picks to consider. If you're really doing the Lord's work, as you say, tell the truth and say I blow smoke on YouTube. Guys, if you've made money watching these YouTubes over the years, and let them know in the comments if you've made money here, because this I could care less what some clown has to say. But when you're going to call out and say that I'm blowing smoke on YouTube, when I literally do more on YouTube than any other sports content creator that I know of, do I go into detail on both sides, talk about process? I mean, it's just insulting and disrespectful, and it's just, honestly, it's fake news. And this guy's probably never been called out in his life. I don't know why. But the fact is, I'm calling you out. You understand me? I'm calling you out. You're complete nonsense. Your comment doesn't even make sense. If you're going to get upset about going 6-2 on a free video and 3-1 on the day before, you need to uninstall every app. Every app. And the reason I talk about my Discord is because I believe in it and I'm offering a service and I'm giving it at a fair price and I'm providing value, which is something you've clearly never done in your life. Know your role and get off my screen. Now that that's out of the way, now that I had to cook him, sorry about that. Back to the featured section here. If you do want to get in the live stream in the Discord that apparently I spent 20 minutes trying to sell like I'm overcharged, it's $25. I don't even get all of it, bro. Relax. It's a cup of coffee at Starbucks for you and your woman if you have one. Anyways, you can go to CaptainCrush.net gold package and you can use promo code SWEEP. It'll give it to you for $15 for new members for your first month. And the live stream's today at 5:30. We're doing that giveaway. I'm out $2,000, but at least you have a chance to win $250 to give it back to the cord. And I'm getting that $2K back when I make my lineups today. I'm hitting a $200 four-man power, and it's hitting. I'm telling you right now, it's hitting. I will show it to you tomorrow on the tomorrow's YouTube. Mark my words. I'm hitting for 2K tonight. Comment, guy, and I'm gonna cook you again. So now let's go talk about the NBA, baby. The NBA. Look at this popular play tab. POVERTY. What's that spell? Poverty. Absolutely. The popular plays are where dreams go to die. Klay Thompson, 28,000 people standing pat, 14.5. Is he going to go yard tonight? Is he going to go yarn? We don't know. But if you want to take a shot on old Klay Headband Thompson, be my guest. I personally probably won't have any exposure to him. I took it in one lineup, just one teensy-wincy lineup, and that's all. Now, my favorite, because I'm using NBA as fillers tonight. I never go hard on NBA when there's NFL going on. NFL is just so much of a better thing right now. I'm sorry, man. NFL is just king of the road, baby. King of the road. 18.5. Look at this. For old Uncle Drew. Look at that, dude. That's hilarious. 18.5 points. Gobby. Cap, why are we taking a Gobby? I'll tell you why. Because they keep moving his line from 22.5 all the way up to 24.5. Now it's back in the middle of 23.5. So Captain Crush just says, give me the Gobby, and I'll pair it with whatever I want to get my 2x, okay? Now, if we go back to D-Jizzle and check the market data, you can see 23.5, minus 124, minus 122, and so forth. It's pretty much an even consensus, except for Bovada or whoever that is, Bet Live. I don't know who that is, Bet Online. They have them at 24.5, and they say, whatever, we're going to tax. So, give me the Gobby. Just give me the Gobby. If you don't want to take the Gobby, well then, too bad. So sad. Fade to Gobby. And no, Gobbies aren't guaranteed. You know what my favorite part about YouTube is, and Twitter and Instagram and all these so-called millionaire cappers that are out there, which are totally just poverty? I would cook them on a live mic. But what's funny about them is the ones that try to be like, oh, giving out goblins isn't anything. Anybody can do that. Really? So you're basically saying that goblins are pretty much a free square. So let me ask you this, low IQ voter. Why wouldn't you take your 2 favorite or 3 favorite goblins on the board, regardless of what it paid? Let's just say it was Giannis, right? And this paid 1.4x. Why wouldn't you get every dollar you could assemble every single day and just nuke it? Why wouldn't you do that? Since goblins are so bad and they're so guaranteed, why wouldn't you do it? Because one, you don't have the coin to do it, And 2, because you know they're not guaranteed. You still have to hit on a goblin. It's not guaranteed. So when you sit there and try to be like, oh, it takes no skill to hit a goblin, you're confused and lost. Take the L, because if you actually thought that, you'd put 10K on here and profit 4K on it if it's guaranteed, because goblies are just no brain. Then go ahead, buddy. 10K, you'll win 4K. That not enough for you? Know your role. Stop clowning on goblins. They have their place. They help you get double ups. Not everybody's running around with a big bankroll. Some people are just trying to grind out 2x at a time because they're actually using bankroll management responsibly the way they should. Not everybody's going to be a successful long-term sports bettor doing this. Some people are just doing this to have a good time. It's a hobby, and they literally just are another day away without having to deposit if they're getting 2x, okay? Keep it realistic. I live in reality. I keep things a buck. I'm not you. I don't think like you. It's called education. I'm teaching these people what's right and what's wrong. Has nothing to do with how good I am or whatever else. It's about how to keep them away from the deposit screen, period. Okay, how to keep them getting what they want, which is the dopamine hit, because they like sweating the lineups without having to come out of pocket. That's the whole idea, buddy. So let's move on to wagon play number 2, and that's Jeremy Sohan. Ooh, Sweet. Sweet was in the live stream yesterday, and she cooked. She gave us we were asking what the 4th leg was or the 5th leg. She's like, let's go with Sohan. I said, what is it? What it do, Sweet? She never chimes in. She said, bang, with a points assist, and he soared over, baby. 19.5, and he had 21 or whatever it was. And it wasn't even a competitive game. Let's keep it a buck. The Thunder crush, just like the hat, just like your boy. But now I'm taking Jeremy Sohan, 23.5 points, rebounds. I couldn't care less about the Utah Jazz. They ain't scary at all. This is what I like for the Sohan Sochan man. You can take his 23.5 points, rebounds. You could dibble and dabble with a little bit of his fantasy score, and you could even take a shot on his 1.5 blocks and steals, because I think it's in the mix. Any of that for Jeremy, it's in the mix, Papa. You can go where all you want. He's a wagon. Look at the wagon. 26, 31, 29, 24. Now he's playing a poverty team, so you know you got to go back to him. And let's go to check the market data real quick before I call it quits. And there it is. 24.5 on 2 other books, 23.5 on MGM and Caesars. Most likely it's going to move up. Even his blocks and steals is a little bit favored in our direction. So, hey, I'm getting it in good. Whatever happens, happens. I think that's fine. I think it's crispy. Yay! Sohan's hitting, boys. And then look at this crispy combo right here. I'm going to leave it at this. Giannis and Ja Morant, 50 combo. They're both due massive games. Ja couldn't shoot to save his life yesterday, but guess what? We were on his assist, and cash it. Cash it. My projection model loves some Ja Morant tonight as points. It's almost a 3-point differential. And then for Giannis, I haven't looked at him yet because I was on a different play, but you know he has 50-point upside, right? You got to understand that about the man. He had 30, 22, 38. He's in a prime spot. That combo could just be hitting. One of them could go for 30 and the other one only has to go for 21, or vice versa, 26 and 25. Multiple paths to victory. I think it's fine. So there you go. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. NFL and NBA cooked. And we're going to do it again at 5:30 Central on live stream. And we're running that giveaway today on the Wheel of Chalk. And there's going to be about 180 D-Gens trying to get their $25, trying to get their ticket. And then a last man standing for a cool $50. You can't beat it with a stick. And I do giveaways all the time, people. I've given away like what, 400 or 500 in the last 6 days in the Discord. But I guess I should keep a low profile because I don't want comment guy coming on here saying I'm talking for 20 minutes about selling a Discord, which couldn't be further from the truth. I can take constructive criticism all day long. What I can't take is tomfoolery. And one last thing before I hit the sticks and hit the showers. I told you guys yesterday, don't try to predict blowouts in the NBA. It is a fool's errand. Everybody was concerned that the Celtics were going to blow out the Pacers, and the Celtics were the one getting the beat down. They were getting blown out until the fourth quarter, the last 5 minutes. Tatum went yard. He turned up, brought us into overtime. He was cashed before overtime. The play of the day was sweat free if you really think about it. And then he went into OT and they still lost. But that's what I'm telling you. Don't try to predict blowouts in the NBA, because the second you think you got it figured out, you're like, well, look at the spread, look at this. It goes the other way. That's just how it is. So, folks, CaptainCrush.net gold package, I will see you there. And contrary to what anyone thinks, I put 100% YouTube, live stream, Discord, general chat. I give it my all. I'm in this chair 15 to 16 hours every single day, 7 days a week. Nobody has nothing on me. Don't ever insult my work ethic before I'll slap you back into reality too. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, happy Halloween.